Greetings and hello. This here is the ancient spirit Tralaka talking through the vocal cords of Groovia. Oh, my old friend, back to Constitution. It's been a long time. It's been like ages, not lifetime, but ages. But I have some information for you. Warning, warning. Multidimensional locked jail door captivity wormhole connections to inner earth, the Mid-East and Central Africa prisons of trans-dimensional beings, let's say demons, so others can understand this. The forgotten beings which broke away from the dark agenda on this planet even before the Pangea effect occurred on planet Earth. These beings are both extremely dangerous, yet they're very curious. Not all of them, but many of them are very curious on these modern humans. The spirituality growth which has occurred without that much interference directly from beings from off this planet, or dimensions, frequencies, or vibrations. 42% of them are now like on the border and have this transitionary outlook based on information long ago on this extra dimensional beings, creatures, characters coming into this area, and are not sure if it's battle, blockade, or a different agenda. Though these beings, of the 42%, are very, very wary on aggression on this planet Earth against humans, because they're very wary. I wouldn't say they are fearful, but they're very wary of those who seem to be coming this way towards planet Earth, or up to planet Earth per se. These beings coming this way are not parts of that extremely ancient battlefield before the Pangea effect on planet Earth, but a different variation of species, yet unrefined goal, a goal that's not really known, a mission that's not defined, but known by the intelligence to the beings that are still locked up to easily be as mighty as those that ended up getting them imprisoned in that section of inner earth. Remember, we talked years and years ago back to Constitution on there are many different areas of inner earth, different species, different reasons, different variables, different purposes, okay? But the proposed deep state plan on triggering a very bad new Madrid fault line, this here may interdimensionally crack a multi-dimensional line of locks on that remote beings that are inside three-dimensional Earth. 7 to 17% of these beings, you remember we talked about, these are warriors, healers, midwife spirit beings. 3 of these beings will be extreme level science, biology, engineering, spirit beings. Though the total is 7 that are this female, but 3 of them are going to be the extreme level science, biology, and engineering. But here's the information back to Constitution. New numbers. I told you I would get back to you. New numbers if the New World Order, the deep state, the socialist agenda for the planet trigger a non-timed rapture, ripping open of the new Madrid fault line, will end up at this time looking at 1.6 million fatalities 471,316 missing. And these will be like a 92% chance of a second unplanned rapture of this plate of the New Madrid from east to west, which will crack the doorways open a little bit differently, which then a third side effect, which will go from south to north, does this slide, this bizarre sliding will drop an upper lip of the New Madrid that will open this channel under the surface, a part of Lake Michigan, under the northern end of Gary, Indiana, but not in Gary, Indiana, because it'll actually be in the corner under the lake, which will then surge through these cracked under fault lines, southwestern, like Illinois, bottom Indiana, or depends upon if it's a second wave or third sliding of the fault line. It would go southeast Kentucky to connect a new waterway to the Mississippi. But these unplanned rapturing of this fault line, here's the thing. The New Madrid, the deep state, the deep state plans, because here's the thing, after the last election, they have made it very clear that they will do whatever it takes to keep in control. Now that they've got control back, they will not let it go. And they have plans which are near the top of their list to trip the New Madrid in order to force the people to accept what and how they want to rule the country and the world. All right, but through all this, we're looking, if it's the first drop, we're looking at a 1.3 mile by 3.5 mile drop of landmass area by the New Madrid. If the third drop comes, which shoves upwards, we're looking at a 13 mile by 1.4 mile opening of the landmass. All right, good. Now these questions are just so many, and from these things that I've seen. But what's really bizarre also, because no, death is horrific, no matter how, no matter who, no matter when, where, it's a bad thing. Regardless of the fact that death is a doorway, regardless. But the questions, what I've seen here is these bizarre plant and tree growth surrounding the areas that dropped, where so many hundreds of thousands of people are going to just not be able to be found, that are going to be growing around, and the scientists will not be able to understand this new DNA structure with this new plant / tree bushes that will be growing in these areas, because they're still basing science on the old paradigm model of math, figuring, calculating. But this here, from what I'm seeing back to Constitution, this here is looking someplace between March and May 2023. Could they trip it earlier? Yeah, but this is what it's looking at. There are other variables, but these here are what I'm seeing are the strongest that will occur. I will let you know later on, back to Constitution, on these beings that are being released, some of their other character. But this here is the ancient spirit Tralaka. Been a long time. Going to be talking to you more. Back to Constitution. Namaste.